I want to talk to you also about the tolerance question that you've spoken about. Not a question perspective, but generally, you've made a statement about how everybody wants to talk about tolerance, but they don't look at themselves.
Absolutely.
I want to come to the Sabarmati Report movie for a bit here, because that movie was given a political color by a large segment of the society, in my view, and you yourself have called the Sabarmati Express burning as a genesis of the riots that followed. How do you see the projection of cinema which does not resonate with a certain segment of journalism per se, or a liberal form of journalism which is more acceptable in the society? How do you see it?
See, I think the answer, to begin with, a part of the answer is in the question itself. And as I said earlier, that I personally believe that all forms of storytelling should exist, whether you subscribe to it or not, is your choice. But should I not go out there, or would I do that? I've said this earlier, I would never do that. But would I accept anybody else wanting to completely censor me, disallow me from going out there and expressing what I feel is right? I would not let anyone do that. Hence, I would go out there and make a film like Sabarmati and talk about the unfortunate train burning that took place. And yes, that's true that there are sections in our society who tend to label, who tend to tag, but that's how it's always been. I am definitely not the first one or the last one who has been tagged or labeled either or. This thing used to happen even 50 years ago. So these things don't really bother me. What bothers me is that our collective inability to sort of look at the atrocious or the atrocity that those 59 people went through. And largely, I also said this during the time of Sabarmati, that in the world of Hindi cinema or Indian cinema, sadly, a lot of movies and documentaries were made on the unfortunate riots that took place post the Sabarmati Express. Which I also said that in any sane, humane society should not have happened. But nobody in the world of Indian cinema actually spoke about the Sabarmati train incident. And I wanted to go out there and I wanted to talk about them. And I did that. And it really does not, of course, it did bother me. Now, with the advantage of hindsight, I probably have become a little more thick-skinned and I can sort of deflect it much better than I did it, like, say, a year and a half ago when the film came out. That I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the fact that I went out there and I told that story. And lastly, the term liberal that you used, it kind of really surprises me. As I said earlier also, if you're really democratic, if you truly believe in democracy, you should not go out there and want to censor someone. You should not go out there and sort of put a lid on something that someone really wants to say. We need each other for a healthy society. And that's how it should be. If you really feel that ये कहानी नहीं बोली जानी चाहिए, ये कहानी इसीलिए नहीं बोली जानी चाहिए क्योंकि आपको लगता है ये किसी पॉलिटिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बोली जा रही है, I'm sorry to say you're not liberal at all. You feel you're liberal, or you would want the world to believe that you're liberal. Because of my worldview, because of my way of life, because of my certain choices, if we do not fall into the same bracket, ostracizing me, abusing me, or completely shunning me, shows your absolute inability to be illiberal.
I think we should put the ill in the brackets.
Yeah.
While we speak. Yes.
And
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, not just in cinema, I think world at large, even dinner table conversations have become so hostile today. I know of people with two different political views, friends of 20 years, 25 years, completely they stop talking to each other. There is absolute disregard for the relationship they've had over these years, just because of different worldviews and political views, probably. And that is such a sad state to be in. On the contrary, I have so many friends who don't subscribe to my political beliefs, who don't subscribe to my worldviews, but we still maintain a very healthy relationship. We can still sit at the same dining table and share a meal. And it's unfortunately the travesty of the times that we're living in, that, whatever your political beliefs are, or whatever your morality is. And what is morality? Who are you to tell me what my morality should be? I choose my good and you choose your good. Right?
Yeah, so morality is subjective, it's relative.
Yeah,
and it depends from person to person.
Yes.
And I think, therefore, Sabarmati Report, or other movies for that matter, where you've played an accused person also, Criminal
Yes.
Justice was a streaming
Yes.
show,
Yeah.
where you've played an accused who was falsely accused of a crime.
Yes.
So delving into that character also, showcasing that. Even in Sabarmati Report, for that matter, you've not projected anything from political lens. You are acting as
Absolutely.
an investigative journalist who is doing his work and who wants to put out the truth out in the open.
And sadly, I'm sorry to cut you again, there are so many people who've met me and they've had things to say about the Sabarmati Report because they have a preconceived notion. And the only question that I end up asking them is, have you seen the movie? And they say, no, we haven't seen the movie, but हमें पता है वो क्या होगी. And I tell them कि पहले पिक्चर देख तो लो. और अगर वाकई में उन 59 लोगों के बारे में बात करना गलत है, तो वो गलती मैं दोबारा करूंगा. क्योंकि जिस दुनिया से मैं आता हूं, सिनेमा की दुनिया से, और खासतौर पे इंटरनेशनल मीडिया ने भी, there were so many publications, there were so many outlets who actually sort of had their own two bits to say about the unfortunate riots. But if you go down the data or statistics, how many of them spoke about the train burning? Nobody spoke about that.
Hardly. At least in those times, definitely it wasn't brought about. I think now, in the recent past, because of social media, because of, I'll give my personal experience or personal view. Whatever conversations we've had about Godhra, or I've had with my folks about what happened in the past and what led to the riots, was something that those were conversations that we're having within our homes, and it was not really said out in the open or in the newspapers, whatever may be the reason. But then we were able to project those views on social media later on in our generation.
Because of that privilege we have today, everyone has a mobile phone. You have access to, platforms like X or Instagram.
Yeah.
But what I mean to say is that those 59 people, they were killed. And in the world of cinema, a lot of movies were made post that unfortunate incident, but not on that incident specifically. And I wanted to talk about that.